have to use your skills for the last 6 days that we've been working on ratios and proportions in order to do well with what we're doing today. Okay? So that's why I ask you to have the following materials on your desk. Alright? In order to do what we're doing today. Now, the first thing I want you to do is to look at the handout that has a whole bunch of stuff all over it that I gave you. There's a whole lot of stuff on it. I want you to take your scissors and you're going to cut out the title. Direct proportion, aka direct variation. Cut that out with a pair of scissors. And we're going to glue that to the very top of your white piece of paper. Cut that out to the very top of your white piece of paper. Glue it to the very top. Okay. Underneath that heading, we're going to take some notes. You don't need gobs of glue, just a couple of dots. Paste it down. Alright. Underneath the heading, I want you to make a bullet point, and we're going to put straight line. A direct proportion, when you graph it, is a straight line. And this shouldn't take up a lot of space. Gotta write directly underneath the title, don't write huge. Next, it goes through 0, 0. If we were to graph it on a piece of graph paper, it's going to go through the point 0, 0. Next, constant. It's failed by dividing. Next, the constant is the same thing as the unit rate. And we figured out how to find those last week. The constant is the unit rate. And last but not least, the equation. Equation. How do you write the equation for direct proportion? It looks like this. Y is equal to Kx. And K stands for the constant. Here's the constant. Those are all the characteristics of direct proportion, which is also called direct variation. Okay? So now we're taking what we learned last week and building on it in order to do the work for this week. What's a unit rate? What's it have on the bottom of it? Huh? A 1. Okay? You gotta remember that. Unit rate. 1 on the bottom. Remember that from last week. Okay. Go to the paper I gave you that has all that stuff on it. So we just cut the title out. So our title is gone. Okay. On this paper, I want you to find this T table right here. Now this T table, take some scissors and cut this T table out. Just this T table. Get it out. Give it just a second. Underneath the notes that we just wrote, I want you to take your pencil and put example 1. Move the T table that you just cut out. We're going to glue it down. Okay? Couple dabs of glue and smack it down. Okay? Alright, here we go. What's the first thing that you notice about this T table? It goes through what point then? 0, comma. Goes by 3. It's going to go through what point? 0. What? 0, 0. Take your highlighter. I want you to highlight 0, 0. Okay? It goes through 0, 0. You don't have something you have people around you tomorrow. Okay? It goes through 0, 0. That's the first thing. Can we find the constant by dividing? Alright, take your color pencil now, and I want you to draw the division symbols. Divide here, we divide here, we divide right here. Draw the division symbols down the T table. Okay, take your other color pencil. Now let's divide it. Everyone draw some little loops to show which way we're dividing. Ready? 6 divided by 2 gives us what? 3. Gives us 3. And the next one. 9 divided by 3 gives us 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. Okay, next. 12 divided by 4 gives us, so what is 3?
3 is a constant.
So the constant equals 3. If the constant's 3, that means I can write my equation then. What will my equation be then? Y equals, it goes right here. So what? 3. Use your color pencil. 3 what?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. There's your equation. Y equals 3x. Right. Okay, now what if I ask you to graph this? Got a graph using ordered pairs. And what ordered pairs? Where do I get the ordered pairs from? From the chart. So what's my first ordered pair?
0, 0.
The first ordered pair is 0, comma, 0. Look at the T table. That's where the ordered pairs come from. The first one is 0, 0. What's the next ordered pair? the next ordered pair? 2, comma, 6. Okay, what's the next ordered pair? 3, comma, 9. The last ordered pair? 4, comma, 12. That would be our 4 dots, 4 points that we would connect using a ruler to graph this direct proportion. Any questions so far? Alright, go back to the handout I gave you that has a whole bunch of stuff on it. We took care of this one now. This one's gone. Let me take it off of mine. Okay, the next example I want you to cut out. It's going to be a big chunk, okay? So watch. I want you to cut out this entire piece right here, where it says Tom earns. All this comes together. So cut out one big piece. Don't cut out 3 separate pieces. Cut out the whole chunk at one time. I'll give you just a second for that. And then glue it down underneath the work we just did. Here we go. Tom earns $16 an hour as a lifeguard at a wave pool. You know what a wave pool is, right? You ever been to white waters before?
Yeah.
It's that pool where the alarm goes off and all the waves start crashing in. That's the wave pool. Okay, yeah, you can almost drown in the wave pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll drag you out to the deep parts if you're not careful. If you can't swim, the wave pool can be
So they
very
have those circle things?
dangerous. I don't know how to get the white water.
Yeah, they do.
I can't swim in the white water.
Why?
Oh, God.
How is that pro?
I can't do it.
Why?
I just can't.
Is it because there's
A lot of people?
No, it's just
A lot of
little
people?
kids and water and yeah, you got it.
Well, when you smell something,
Yeah, still
Wow.
I can't do
it's
it.
scary too, the ride. Oh my goodness.
I love it. I used to love it when I was little, but as an adult, I just look at the water and I can't do it.
Is it looks yellow to you?
No, I just can't. Okay, so there's the wave pool at Whitewater, so you know what I'm talking about. He gets $16 an hour. Is that a unit rate? How would I write this? How do I highlight this with your highlighter? Highlight it. How do I write that as a unit rate? How do I write that as a fraction? 16 over 1. Is that a unit rate? Huh?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's the one under.
Yes, I want you to put that. This is a unit rate. If that's the unit rate, then what's our constant then?
16.
Yes. So that means the constant then, good. The constant equals 16. So if I can figure out my constant, I can figure out the equation. So what's the equation? Y equals 16x. There we go. All from that one little statement right there. So if it has a 1, if it's a unit rate that's in the problem, that solves a whole lot of problems for you quickly. Okay? You can get the constant, you can get the equation. Everybody good so far? Okay, so look at this T table. It says complete the table of values. We have hours worked and pay. When he worked 0 hours, he earned $0. He worked 1 hour, he earned $16. If he works 2 hours, how much will he earn? Huh?
8? Wait, 30. No. 32.
32, yes, good. If he works 3 hours, you have calculators, how much? 48. What's the trend here? The more he, write that down. Now I don't want you to write over here where this graph is. We gotta put some stuff on the side. So kind of stay over here. The more he works, the more Tom works, the more he earns. And that is a direct proportion. The more you study,
The more you learn.
the more you learn. What's something else?
So,
The more you study, the better you do on the test. What else?
the more you practice, the more you get better.
Yeah, the more you practice, you're better. That's something. Anything else you can think that will kind of fill along these lines of direct proportion? Practice makes perfect. Good. What about the more you eat?
The more you get fat.
Yeah. The more you exercise,
The more you lose weight. Get full.
you lose more weight. Okay? What about in school? The more you talk,
The more you get in trouble.
the more you get in trouble. There you go. The more parents you get. The more you fight,
The more
the more high it says. Then you're out of here. Alright, so we get the idea? That's the direct proportion. And it can go the other way. It can be the less you eat, the less you weigh. It either both goes up or both things go down. The less you work, the less money you earn, less you make. Okay? So either both go up or both go down. Yes. I don't know. Maybe do it. Okay, here we go. It says the graph times earnings. Now we're going to graph it. So here's our ordered pair right here. The first one is 0, comma 0. What's the next ordered pair? 1, comma 16. What's the next ordered pair? 2, comma 32. What's the next ordered pair? 3, comma 48. This is the what axis. What goes right here? Nope. What comes first?
Yes.
Now, let's plot this, because the first one is 0, 0. So I'm going to go, first let's label our x and our y axis. So take your color pencil. What is this one? What's this one called right here? That's the x. And then this one, up and down, is the y axis. Okay? If we go back to our T table, hours worked is the x-axis, and the pay is the y-axis. Okay? Pay is the y-axis. Alright, so let's plot this. We have 0 hours worked, 0 pay. So, what am I going to label? Let's label this x-axis first. It's going to be, say x is hours worked. So the hours worked down here. Sorry, I kind of got ahead of myself. Hours worked, goes on the x-axis. You had to label that? This x is the hours worked. On your graph, you'll label the x-axis hours worked. And the y-axis is the pay. So when you have to graph one of these on your own, it's important that you label x and label the y. Everybody with me on that? Yes? Okay, the first dot is 0, 0. Where's 0, 0? That's the corner right here, right? So get your color pencil. There's our first point. Okay, done with that. With next, 1, and then $16. So we go up till we find 16, and we make another point. So 1, 16. Then 2 hours work gave us how much money? $32. Another point. 3 hours work gave us $48 all at the top. Okay, take your ruler, line it up, line up all 4 dots. Draw a line and put 2 arrows on the end. You just graph your first direct proportion. What you think? Hard, easy?
Easy.
Good.
I remember this one. No, then it's not your first step.
Okay, are we good? So we got the unit right from the problem, which gave us the equation. We finished the T table, got our ordered pairs off the T table, plotted, labeled our x and y, and drew our line. Good?
So every problem's gonna be like that, all those steps.
They're all different kinds. So we're going to bottom. Okay? Alright, the next thing I want you to go and cut out, looking at your pictures over here, Who goes with that problem?
I will have it.
Where's Tom, the lifeguard?
The one sitting in the
The
chair.
chair.
Okay, I want you to cut Tom out. You cut him out and glue Tom down beside the problem you just solved. There's Tom. Okay?
Are you sure Charles here in the building somewhere?
Go ahead and cut out the rest of those little pictures for me and put them to the side. Go ahead and cut out the rest of those little bitty pictures and put them to the side. The next problem that you need to cut out comes from up here at the top where it says Amy makes fruit baskets to sell at a market. I want you to cut out from here, look, cut out from here all the way down to right here. So you're going to also cut out the problem that's underneath it. So cut out all the way from Amy makes fruit baskets down to at this speed. How far can it run in 10 seconds? So cut that whole chunk out. Cut that whole chunk.
Glue it down the chair.
And we're going to glue it down underneath the Tom problem unless you have to flip over to the back and find it.
Or I have enough room to do
Good.
this stuff, but I
Okay.
have enough room to write on. So the guys
Alright.
glued it down.
So you should have all this as one chunk glued together. The Whippet and Amy. So glue it down. The board. Back to what you see up here. So when you're done, all you should have left are just the things at the bottom. Okay, here we go. Amy makes fruit baskets to sell at a market. She earns $8 an hour. What is the constant? Okay, take your highlighter. You're going to highlight right here. How would I write this as a fraction? What would it look like? Huh? I heard it. 8 over. Is that a unit rate? Huh?
Yeah.
So what's the constant then?
8.
8. There's our constant because this is a unit rate. Yay, they gave us exactly what we needed. $8 for an hour. That's exactly where we get the constant from. Next, how long must she work to earn $150? Well, how would I solve this problem? This piggybacks off what we did last week. How would I solve this? Set up a what? Proportion. What's my first
1 over
fraction
8.
going to be? What's the first fraction going to be? 8 what? 8? $8 over 1 what? Hour is equal to
8. 1 over X. $150.
So you have to go on top over X what? Hours. We're looking for hours. Alright. This goes into our skills from last week. Alright, use your calculator. Cross multiply and divide to figure out how many hours it would take her to earn $150. Got it?
18.
What do you get? 18.75 hours. 18.75 hours. Everybody have that? Okay, which picture goes with this problem?
Fruit basket.
Okay, glue the fruit basket down. Glue it down, fruit basket. See it? Okay. Everybody have that? Put it down. Alright, next, whippets. You see that little dog that you have there? The dog? That's a whippet. It's a little small greyhound.
Right there, that was fast.
Okay? Whippets are fast-running dogs that look like small greyhounds. At top speed, a whippet can run 62 meters in 4 seconds. Okay? Alright, so, is this a unit rate? How would I highlight it? Highlight it. How would I write this as a fraction? 62 what? Meters over 4 what? 4 what, class?
Second.
Seconds. Is this a unit rate? Is this a unit rate? No, why not?
Because it doesn't have one on the bottom.
It doesn't have one on the bottom. So when it says what is the constant, can I get it from this?
No.
So what do I have to do to figure out the constant? Figure out what? Another, you gotta set up a proportion. Okay, so what goes in the bottom of my other proportion? So I'm trying to make a unit rate.
X over 1.
X over 1 what? Second. So we're looking for the meters. How many meters then in 1 second? Okay, you have calculators. Figure it out. What do you get? 15.5 meters in 1 second. So, if this is my unit rate, what's the constant? 15, what? 15.5, that's my constant. How would I write that as an equation? What would the equation look like? Y equals, 15.5 what? Equation. Okay, next it says, at this speed, how far can it run in 10 seconds? How do I figure this out? Set up a proportion. Right, so what's my first ratio going to be here? 62 meters over 4 seconds is equal to X meters over 10 seconds. Okay, now what do I do? What do I do now? Okay, go. If you have a calculator, cross multiply 62 times 10 and divide by 4. We shouldn't be popping up so many different answers. It's just if you have a calculator, 155. 155 meters. Okay, which picture did you go down? The whippet. Go down the whippet. So the next problem that you need to cut out is right here. Talking about the textbooks. Answer 3. it down.
Are you ready?
Put it down. Just need to put glue in the corners. That way when you write, it's not all soggy.
Oh yeah.
Alright, here we go. Complete the chart, the mass of textbooks. What does mass mean?
Wait.
Weight. So we're weighing textbooks. Now in the United States, we tend to use pounds. This one's weighing in kilograms, right? Alright, so we have some books and their weight. I want to see if you can fill in this tea table. I'm going to give you about a minute to see if you can figure out the missing pieces of the tea table. Go. Okay. Here we go. You have 0 books weighs how much?
Zero.
Zero. One book's going to weigh 6. Is that our unit rate right here?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
How would I write that as a unit rate? 6 kilograms for what? For what? Goes on the bottom. One what? Book. There's our unit rate right there. Right from the tea table. So what's the constant? 6. Good. That answers that first question automatically. Alright, 3 books will weigh.
18.
18 and 4 books will weigh 24. Okay, it says make an equation for the mass of the books. What's the constant? What's the equation? Y equals 6x. How many books will weigh 216 kilograms? Alright, how do I set this up? What do I have to make? A proportion. And how do I set this up? What's going to be my first? 6 kilograms over 1 book. And then what? Kilograms over. Okay, over X books. Alright, cross multiply and divide to figure out how many books. How many? 36. 36 books. So this takes everything we learned last week and lumps it together in direct variation, okay? gotta be able to find that unit rate to solve these questions. Okay, which picture goes with this? Okay, glue the books. Alright, that takes care of that problem. Alright, the next problem I want you to cut out. Go to what's left, you got this one little slip over here. I want you to cut out, you see where it says number 6, Susie can walk?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to cut out this Susie problem right here. Cut out the Susie problem. And glue it there. You should have the Susie problem. Glue down. Did you find Susie? Okay, glue her next to the problem. Okay, so we should have Susie, glue down. Okay, the next problem I want you to glue underneath the Susie problem. This one right here where it says complete. Still up on the cut out, cut out. Okay, the next problem I want you to cut out is this right here, where it says complete the following table, y equals negative 5x. I'm gonna cut this out, right here, and then y or y not. I'm gonna glue that underneath the Susie problem. So you should have Susie, and then this problem, and the last one is going to be the shirt problem at the very bottom. The last one is the shirt problem. And you glue the t-shirt beside it. Okay? That should be Susie. Susie. Right here. And then we have the t-shirt problem. we go. So your page should look like mine. Susie at the top of that problem, the t-shirt at the bottom of that problem, and the middle one doesn't have a picture. Okay, those are all the problems. Your homework, if you have time, is the Susie problem. Just the Susie problem. Okay? You may start on it right now. You have to fill in the T table and come up with the equation. Just the Susie problem, and that's it.